Hello pot pickers and movie fans. Welcome to another YouTube video. I'm still off work, which means that I still have time to watch films and do these YouTube videos. I don't want to be off work, but it is what it is, and we're now going to a full lockdown in the UK, so I'm probably going to have time to watch even more movies. So I'm not complaining about that part of my life, that's for sure. It has been an incredible week for me movie-wise. I don't think I've ever seen 8 straight films. I think it's 8, and all of them, every single one, 4 stars, maybe one of them almost 5 stars. So very happy with this week's selection. I may have found the secret formula, and my formula is quite simple. I add my films to a watch list in Letterboxd, a film community, and I sort it by popularity. And what I tend to do is, with my OCD, slight OCD, I then watch one kind of recent film made in 2018, 1920, one film that I should have seen that I haven't seen before, and then one East Asian film, so I can keep my East Asian films up to date. So that's my formula. So we'll see whether the 8 that I've chosen kind of falls into that kind of category. Should do-ish. But I do sometimes cheat, and sometimes I go to cinema, like I did this week. So, okay, let's just get to these incredible films that I've seen this week. The film I saw this week was a film called Beau Travail, Claire Denis movie from 1999, I think. Yeah, and I've got the Criterion UK Blu-ray, so a beautiful transfer as per usual, and a booklet, and lots of extras. So, you know, it's a film that I knew straight away I was going to end up studying. Because I thought that Claire Denis is a kind of artsy kind of French director, lady who made a film called High Life, which I absolutely hated. But it was kind of a film. This film I thought it was recommended to me, and I thought I'd give it a go. And from the get-go, I was actually really taken by it. And it was right up my street, because it used dance and music heavily. And any film that uses dance and music heavily is going to be up my bag. Can't explain why. 55-year-old guy into dance movies, or dance sequences of movies. Okay, or maybe I'm a secret wannabe dancer. But films like Climax, Emma, which is my film of the year, by the way, so far. Those sort of films I just absolutely love. So the opening sequences with dancing got me. And I think it's a film that it uses music very heavily, and uses dance very heavily, and uses imagery very heavily, and it kind of cast a bit of a hypnotic spell upon me, even though I wasn't quite sure of the narrative. I wasn't really sure where the film was going, what it was about. It's got lots of images of men with their shirts off, so I thought, okay, it's maybe a film that's going to appeal to the gay community, but I wasn't sure. I don't think it was a gay movie, but it was a film that was just really interesting to watch, and I knew that at some point after the movie, if I looked up some reviews or did a bit of studying, I would probably get it even more, and that's actually what happened. It's a film about male jealousy, masculinity. I got that much. But it's certainly a film that I enjoyed while I was watching. Didn't quite understand it, but you know, as usual. But I think I will revisit it, and I would definitely recommend it. And as usual, the transfer was fantastic. So yeah, maybe I'll now go and check out a few more Claire Denis movies based on watching Beau Travail, and maybe rewatch High Life. But yeah, it was definitely one that I would give 4 stars, 4 out of 5 stars. So then I went to the cinema. A friend of mine said, do you want to go watch a film at the cinema? It's a theatre production, stage play. It's got Toby Jones in it. Can't go wrong with Toby Jones. A film called Uncle Vanya. I had absolutely no idea about this play. I didn't even know it was Chekhov. I'd heard of Chekhov, vaguely. I knew Chekhov was kind of pretentious, depressing, artsy. I keep using that word. But I didn't know anything about the theatre production. I know it was Russian, 1800s, I believe, and it was certainly depressing in parts, for sure. But equally exhilarating and very funny, very entertaining. Toby Jones, just unbelievable. The cast is really good as well. I don't think you're going to be able to see it easily. I think it was on my local Curzon. It's on my local Curzon this Thursday evening. So if you have a look and see if you can catch it, I would recommend that you try and catch this production. It was filmed in August this year, where the cast came out of lockdown and assembled together. I guess they were tested or whatever. But it's a play, about 3 hour long play, a long play, but it didn't drag for a second. A play about the human condition, a play about disillusionment, wasted lives, and the most perfect stories that I love, unrequited love. I love movies that have unrequited love. I can't explain why. Age of Innocence springs to mind, but I guess there's something quite sad and wonderful about unrequited love, and I think this is a play, a film that if everyone should see if they can. There's so much in it. It's just continuous dissection of the human condition, and it's just like, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's 5 stars, instant 5 stars. Let's hope it gets a physical media release, I hope, or gets to stream somewhere, because if you can catch it, then please do. And as I said, I can't remember the names of the other actors and actresses, but Toby Jones is Uncle Vanya, and Toby Jones shines very, very brightly. Next film that I saw was a movie by Lee Chang-dong. I'm a big fan of Lee Chang-dong, but based mainly on Secret Sunshine. I mean, I saw Secret Sunshine a few weeks ago. I got the Criterion release of Secret Sunshine. Fantastic movie. And I also seen Oasis, one of his earlier works. A very challenging watch, but very important film, I think, about disability and the way it's handled in Korea. And obviously I've got Burning. I was underwhelmed by Burning, but I think I'm in error there. I think I need to watch that again. So I bought it up for a rewatch. He also made a film called Poetry, which I remember watching. So I wanted to watch Peppermint Candy because that was a film that was unable to get very easily on Blu-ray. I managed to get it on a rental from Cinema Paradiso DVD, and it was the usual kind of depressing and strong kind of, you know, it's about a guy who basically, give it too much away, but he wants to commit suicide, and it follows, actually I will tell you, it follows his suicide at the beginning of the film and works backwards in the movie to show how he came to that point in his life. And the movie is, as I said, it's kind of, it's hard to watch, but a real genius stroke, I think, by a director to work it that way. There's a train track scene where the train's going forward and the cars are going the other way to show the passage of time. Really, really clever. And it's a commentary, I guess, of how Korean society, or any society, damages young men. I mean, he killed himself in his 30s, I believe. And you can see parallels in any society where he went. Well, I'm not going to talk about the plot, actually. I'm just going to tell you that it is a film that you should definitely go and try and get hold of if you can. And it's a film that keeps up the usual high standards that Lee Chang-dong delivers. So yeah, Peppermint Candy, would recommend that one for sure. Then I managed to see Jim Cummings' new film. I was quite annoyed that I can't get it on physical media, but it was $7.99 on iTunes, and it was on my very near top of my list because I'm a big Jim Cummings fan, even though I only made one movie. Yeah, it was a film that I wanted to see. Jim Cummings made a film called Thunder Road in 2018, a film that is about mental illness, but also a kind of dark comedy, and also a film that kind of touches on thriller territory as well. He likes to mix up his genres. In his new movie, The Wolf of Snow Hollow, he goes one step further and adds horror to the mix. So what you've got is a horror movie with drama, with comedy, and It also has a lot of work done talking about family relationships, father son, father daughter. It also again touches on mental health issues. Um, the film is, to me, it's getting towards making a masterpiece. This guy. I know not everyone is blown away by this guy's work, but I know that for me, the fact that he uses all those different themes and his editing technique is amazing. He's got a real kind of dizzy editing where he mixes up the murders that are taking place with the police investigation to the murders, and the way he cuts it is just incredible. It's also like great fun as well, and there's some really good comedic elements and scenes in it. And I think that Jim Cummings is probably one of the most original and promising young filmmakers around today, in my humble opinion. And I look forward to seeing what he does next. And this film, I would kind of almost give it 5-star deluxe. I think the guy's got a masterpiece in there somewhere. He may continue to do these sort of films time and time again. He's only made 2 films. If you haven't seen Thunder Road, then start with that, and then move on to the Wolf of Snow Hollow. But yeah, fantastic stuff. Okay, so I then made the brave decision to watch a Gaspar Noé movie. I never watch his movies because they're just too shocking for me. Irreversible, haven't seen that. Love, haven't seen that. I mean, he uses sex normally in a really kind of strong and shocking way, which is too much for an old man like me. And violence, obviously, I'm sure but I've never seen any of his movies. But I watched Climax mainly because it was £2.99 on iTunes with all the extras. But because I never had dance sequences. As I mentioned before, I do love a bit of dance in the movies, and this movie was absolutely fantastic and surprised me immensely. The first kind of half an hour or so is the dance troupe who are holed up in a factory somewhere doing rehearsal. They're holed up doing these different dance routines, and I know that the director assembled the best dancers he could find in Paris, and oh my word, the dancing is absolutely fantastic. Forget diversity, these guys are just incredible. And the director uses overhead cameras to show the dance routines, and the camera and the Steadicam is swirling in and out and all over the place. And so literally, I mean, just for the dance sequence, this film's worth the admission price alone. It does get into dark territory, as expected, but not too dark, not too violent. There's no sex in this movie at all, and it's just one of those films that is captivating from the get-go. And it's a movie that I probably need now to buy on physical media to keep, because the iTunes copy I got was fine, but the internet kept crashing and buffering and served me right. But yeah, Climax. I probably will try out maybe a couple more Gaspar Noé films, maybe. But yeah. Okay, so as you've gathered, every single film that I've seen this week has been amazing. I guess Uncle Vanya was probably the best movie that I've seen this week. Well, that's a theatre production, but there we go. But a close second will be a movie by the great director Ang Lee. I picked up this box set a few weeks ago from Yes Asia, a Taiwanese box set called the Father trilogy. And the movie that I've watched first of all is a film called Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, which is an absolute joy. I mean, if you like to just watching food, scenes of food on film, or if you like cooking, this movie will cut it for you. There are lots of sumptuous scenes of just this guy cooking, and the colours are just fantastic. But it blends food into family drama in a way that is just beautiful. It's a study of family relationships between a father and his 3 daughters. It's got laugh out loud moments. It's got moments you could cry. It's got some great twists in the narrative and some real surprises you're not expecting in the movie. And it's just a film that really surprised me. I know Ang Lee is a great director, but this is his early work from the early 90s. and he was already really accomplished. And I'm really looking forward to watching the Wedding Banquet, and Pushing Hands is the other film as part of this trilogy. It's a remastered version, so it was absolutely tip-top quality. This movie reminded me of a film that I saw back in the day called The Scent of Green Papaya, which I have on Blu-ray somewhere. So I'm going to get that out because that uses food a lot. I don't know, just something about seeing Asian food being prepared, and they take it so seriously, and the massive big portions, and the colours are just wonderful. So thanks to A Touch of Film, Hus recommended this box set to me. Didn't know it existed, completely forgot about these movies, and these are famous films that I should have seen before. Wedding Banquet, another one, is pretty famous, but Eat, Drink, Man, Woman is probably one of the best Ang Lee films, and it is really about, you know, life, eating, drinking, men, women. You know, it's kind of, you could say it's a melodrama. It's slight in some ways, but he weaves the story in a way that I found absolutely captivating and joyful. Yeah, I absolutely love this week. I have no films that arrived on my doorstep this week, which is a good thing financially. Hopefully got some coming next week. But yeah, keep watching. Hope you're enjoying it. And yeah, I mean, I shall keep going as long as I'm off work and have the time, and as long as I'm enjoying it. So all good.